Well, look at that merch. That's nice.
Thanks for the reminder. Woo-ha the Bat shirts.
Yeah, I saw that on your story today. They look really cool.
Support Woo-ha.
I want one of
Support the
those.
channel during the coronavirus. We've been making content the whole time, sans the strike period.
Yes.
Show your appreciation with one of these shirts that are going to be posted above my head.
Woo-ha the Bat.
I had to reprimand Leo. He swore.
I swore right off the bat. It happens, man. I mean, I was excited. What was it like being in a town that was open?
The reason I'm saying I had to reprimand Leo is because when we swear, the auto detectors for YouTube's AdSense, they can pick that up within the first minute of a video or so. And we've been doing really well with getting our stuff monetized.
Yeah, this podcast for sure. Huh?
And we didn't need a needless F-bomb within the first minute. But once that first minute is up,
well,
we're going to town, every
free
single one of us.
for all, baby.
Yeah. What did you say?
What was it like being in a town that was open?
Leo's referring to me going to Texas this weekend.
Yeah,
Shoot.
man. Yeah.
It was good, Leo. I'm going to get back to that. But first of all, I didn't know you were such an ardent Stone supporter.
Yeah, you know, I went to a store in Hollywood, a nice vintage store named Wasteland, and I picked this bad boy up, cut the sleeves off.
It looks
Probably
great.
some blasphemy.
Leo, he's wearing a really nice looking Rolling Stones lip, mouth, tongue tank.
I probably have 4 or 5 of their songs on my iPod, on my my iTunes playlist.
4 or 5?
I'm not a huge.
What's your favorite album?
Probably I don't know.
You got to tell me.
Tumblin' Dice.
That's not an album.
Well,
it's a great song.
It should have been an album name because it's a great title for an album, in my opinion.
You're not really a Stones fan, are you?
I am a Stones fan. My father was a Stones fan.
It doesn't get passed down genetically.
It does. I think, he passed down the Yankee gene. I'm now a huge New York Yankee fan, even though I was born in Los Angeles because of him. That's a lot of people are.
All right, name 4 Stone songs.
Tumblin' Dice, Under My Thumb, Satisfaction, and Sweet Virginia.
All right. I thought you were going to maintain you knew more about the Stones than you actually did. You're no fun today.
Well,
you admitted pretty much up front that you were a poser and you just bought it because it looked nice.
Well, it did. Obviously, it does look nice. Any Ramones, any of those old bands, they look phenomenal. You really can pull it off, guys. If you want to be like a hipster, the hipster look that I can barely pull off because I'm a little bit too jacked. Yeah, man. Any of the old bands, they could look really good.
Ramones has been co-opted by sorority girls. You can't do that one.
That's true.
There are a couple bands. I see a lot of Guns N' Roses shirts, a lot of Sex Pistols stuff.
AC/DC.
This is maybe the most heinous offense, though.
Why?
People who couldn't identify a Rolling Stones song if it came on the radio, much less name one, wearing stuff like this.
Well, I can identify a Rolling Stones.
I know you can. I'm talking about other people. Leo, again, already admitted to his crime. And I'll admit right now that there have been times, my Lou Reed shirt, for example, that's off the album Transformer. I don't know anything about that album. I tried to listen to it once. It was all this experimental art rock. And he's making rhymes about noses and toeses and people transforming, and it's way too intellectual for me. I just like their first album, The Velvet Underground. It's about doing heroin, stuff I can wrap my head around.
Oh, I see. You think you'd ever try heroin?
No.
Like, I'm talking...
You know me.
I'm talking you're stuck in an island. It's been 20 years. Let's say you take a plane, right? Everyone dies on the plane. It crashes. You somehow wake up on a deserted island, barely alive. You turn over, you throw up all the salt water. But for some reason, there are heroin needles everywhere.
Maybe the plane we were on was a heroin mule plane.
Exactly.
Like in American Gangster, when the coffin's coming over with the U.S. GIs that died, they're full of heroin.
They're full of heroin.
Okay.
That's what's going on.
This is a good game. You can pretty much twist anything. Like, I could be like, Leo, would you ever fuck your mom, look her in the eye, and come in her vagina?
God,
this is a fun game, actually, working backwards to make you say yes. Because we can play that game with any situation and make it a thing. You just did it with heroin.
Right.
If I was on a deserted island and the plane had a bunch of heroin and I was starving, why not go out feeling good?
Right.
If I put a gun to your head and I brought in Ari Emanuel, the most powerful agent in Hollywood, and said... A, I'm going to kill you if you don't fuck your mom. And B, if you do fuck your mom and come in her pussy, he's going to make you a big movie star. Leo would be, yeah, I love you. Before you can say CAA, Is that the name of the agency?
I had a buddy who worked there. If you want to talk some stories about CAA,
I'm right though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could play that game with it, but I don't know if I'd have to be in that scenario, Danny. I might, I've thought about it. Like if like maybe like a hand job, I'd give a hand job to get somewhere, but that's about it, man.
How much money would it take you to get your cock sucked by your dad?
Jesus, dude.
Your dad is such a macho Italian.
Stop.
He would have to be on ecstasy.
What about your father on the fucking in the judge's chair? You got to be in the judge's chambers. Well, and he has to be holding the fucking that
gavel?
hammer, the gavel.
I want to be wearing a white powder wig.
Yeah. You're wearing a wig. He's holding the fucking hammer. Oh, this is so fucked up.
Here's the deal. We could probably work out a price, him and me.
Oh.
Because we would get to a point where it's like, hey, Dad, listen, we are about to do something really, really fucking gay. Nobody's denying that. But the mortgage you have on your Sacramento house, your Tahoe house, let's maybe
I'm pretty
throw
sure he
into,
owns both of them outright.
He doesn't own them both outright. And then we could also throw in that I want to maybe buy a house at some point. I might be able to rent a studio apartment because it's so expensive down here in LA. But maybe not if we negotiate it high enough. And I'm going to say right now, $2 million, I would watch my dad suck my dick dead sober.
God damn it. $2 million?
Is that too low?
Buddy, yes. You're going to make that in a couple of years. You don't have to worry about it.
You're right. I got to have confidence in stuff.
Yeah, you're going to definitely make that in a couple of years. I say in like a year and a half, you'll have $2 million in the bank.
It's silly, though. If he's got the gavel and I got the wig, it makes it a little less bad.
It's totally silly.
I wish we had a camera. I'm sorry, Leo. I wish we had a camera on Austin right now. He came in, his hair is parted. His neck, he has taco neck. If you remember those old Taco Bell ad campaigns. It's sideways, and he looks all morose. He looks like a traditional emo kid from the early 2000s. And he's got spectacles on,
He does look like a traditional emo kid. Or a guy that might have tried heroin for the first time. He does look right.
I see it. Yeah, Austin, what do you have to be so sad about?
What's wrong,
You
bud?
were a star in last week's video.
Huge star.
I have to assume everybody loved you, because you performed fucking well.
Have you been concussed? Wait, do you have concussion symptoms? Are you concussed?
From the fat kid?
Yeah.
No, I'm perfectly healthy. I just look like I'm dying sometimes.
I don't like it.
Well, yes, it looks like you permanently stay away from the sun, and you like to live maybe in a coffin.
I did get a lot of people asking if I was albino.
Let me set this up.
Fucked up, dude.
You can't see him right now, but Austin, from our view, he's looking into a computer monitor that we can't see. He's got two modes. He's either snickering along, loving our jokes, or it looks like he's reading a list of ways somebody can kill themselves.
That's exactly
on his computer.
Those are the two modes. Like the first mode is the one where you're knowing he's trying to interject with the size of his penis at any moment in time.
Okay, that's like the third mode.
Yeah, that is the third mode. He's looking to interject with the size of his penis.
Austin, can we get a happy medium? Can you just look like, I don't know, you got a message from a cute girl on Instagram all the time instead of these extremes?
I like that. Or like a kid that maybe like like a TikTok famous kid. You're 19. You look like a TikTok famous kid.
Look like a TikTok? No, because that's way
He
too
looks
happy.
so happy.
No, we don't want him that happy.
I want him that happy.
I don't want a kid who looks like he's drugged behind my keyboards.
I want a kid who looks like he's on ecstasy behind the keyboards. That's
you know
nice.
what? Leo's right.
Life is
Smile
sad.
like a TikTok kid taking a picture with a fan.
That's right.
All the time.
That's right.
You did do great. Have kids been messaging you saying they were proud of your performance, they enjoyed it?
Yeah, a lot of people. A lot of people messaged me like beforehand, and then afterwards they were pretty impressed with the video. They thought I did a good job. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was
a great video.
Great video. It's a great video. It's a classic. It's a true Danny Mullen classic video. I will say this: what you're doing is pretty legendary. I like that you just will not post a picture of yourself right now to get any clout whatsoever. The first thing on your page is just that really funny video of the hair lady. That it was for some project that your sister was doing, or
no? That was
to clarify.
It was
to the
another
audience,
celebrity stylist that I worked for. It was a video.
To clarify for the audience here, Austin's Instagram is just a bunch of videos of bitches getting their hair done. It's really strange, and he has some anime thing from like the 80s as his main profile image. I had to ask him the other day, off camera, off mic, Austin, that's not some like alt-right cartoon character, is it?
No.
Because you never know with Austin.
It's possible that it is.
I mean,
he's just lying to you.
The first words out of his mouth every day are Tim Pool, podcast, Jordan Peters. I don't know. I'm out of...
Jordan Peterson's not...
He's not even alt-right. Neither is Tim Pool, I guess.
Tim Pool, yeah.
But, you know who Tim Pool is, Leo? Or are you just agreeing with me?
I'm just agreeing with you.
Okay, that's fine.
What is it? Why does he...
It's like a Leo Tim Pool? That doesn't sound like a good match.
I've never...
It's okay. You don't always have to agree.
No, yeah. You know what? What's funny is what's going on in the world right now, though. If you really kind of research both sides, It's amazing how strongly some people feel about, both stances right now.
Leo, you are ready to dive into a political rant.
No.
This is going to be tough.
No,
you better be real careful.
Go back to the
say.
Antifa thing. I think a lot of people, both sides, they think that Antifa is really instigating these riots or heavy protests where people are, throwing bricks and stuff. A lot of people have the theory that Antifa is instigating this, right? And if this is the only way, I think this would be huge for the Republican Party is if now that they're designated a terrorist organization, we should definitely fuck with them. But if they are found to be given money by the Democrats, that's gnarly.
What's the bottom line here? That we should fuck with Antifa?
Yes, that's the bottom line, dude. It's time.
Because that was some heavy speculation and it's way over my head. I go on a lot of stupid rants on this show, and I have very little information
Stay away
as it
from
is.
the politics.
Well, we can go into politics, but as far as speculating about Antifa's involvement, I have nothing to say
that's
about.
That's why Donald said he designated them a terrorist organization. He put that on his.
Are you on a
Twitter.
first name basis with the president?
No, but I like to call him Donald. It's a
I like
funny
that
name,
too.
isn't it? A funny name.
I like it as well.
Yeah.
Someone I
call him
know
that too.
went to the riots and they saw like a 110-pound blonde white girl take a glass mason jar filled with metal beads, pour lighter fluid in it, light it on fire, and then hurl it into a building.
That sounds like something Antifa would do, right?
Yeah, definitely an Antifa.
How much did she weigh? What'd she look like?
Just a skinny little white girl.
I think Austin's describing his actions this weekend.
It could have been you with a wig on.
A skinny little white blonde girl.
Did you go to any protests?
No, I didn't.
Hey, I did.
Wow.
This video coming up on Thursday.
Oh, shit.
I think I managed the perfect Danny Mullen coverage of these protests, of these riots. I went in. There was a business that was right in the middle of painting up all the plywood they had to put over their glass because so many people had come in with crowbars, battered them down, and stolen their shit. A jewelry store. So I go up to the guy. It's this really nice but really shaky, nervous, flighty-eyed kind of guy. And I'm interviewing him. This guy will not admit under any circumstances that he's pissed off that people took all the jewelry.
That's hilarious.
That he had in his store. He keeps going, well, we just want to come out here and paint our plywood to show our support for the cause. How much damage do they do? Or should I say, how many necklaces and bracelets do they take? Well, we don't need to worry about that right now. Today's a day for celebration. Come on, buddy. Between you and me, you're $100,000 in debt now. You might go out of business. Your wife's probably going to leave you. No. People are so scared to say anything negative. Yeah. So I got this motherfucker. I don't want to spoil it for you people, but I'm going to anyway. I got one of the people who was painting this guy's plywood murals to give me a can of paint. And I wrote, DM saved Dallas, nice and big. And then this black
Danny
dude.
Mullen saved Dallas.
And then this black dude comes up to me and he says, hey, I want to show you something. He takes me to a mural he painted on the side of the Neiman Marcus plywood boards.
Oh, man.
It's a beautiful mural of George Floyd. Beautiful fucking, this black dude painted. And then he takes me, he says, hey, I want to show you this park. He takes me into the park. And when I say this guy is Danny Mullen gold, I want you guys both to know I'm right on the fucking money. He immediately says, I don't like that guy over there. Let's go fuck with that guy.
Oh, man.
So him and I go around and we end up kicking out a bunch of yuppies from the park.
Love that.
Me and this black, he ended up being homeless. This black homeless guy who painted a George Floyd mural. We kick out I think 5 total yuppies from the park. Then we go to a fucking 7-Eleven. My buddy, the black dude, gets into a fight with another homeless guy out front of the 7-Eleven. We end up all inside the store because the homeless guy went in there for shelter. Me and the black guy went in because I promised to buy the black guy a pack of smokes. This climaxes with the black guy, my buddy, grabbing the homeless dude by his fucking lapels, a white homeless dude, escorting him out of the 7-Eleven and saying, hey, I'm with DM, throwing the guy out the door. Me yelling, yeah, don't come back, motherfucker.
No.
And the people behind the counter praising us. Thank you for getting him out of here. Thank you so much.
Man.
It was fucking great. We have footage of the fucking parade going on around us, the Black Lives Matter parade. But I'm so psyched because I managed to go in and get the perfect not even apolitical, like the anarchy version of the coverage of these riots and parades, which is so on brand for Danny Mullen.
So on brand.
I don't do politics, really.
No, we don't do politics.
I do anarchy. Well, you were speculating pretty heavy about Antifa.
About Antifa.
Be careful, buddy.
Well, nobody likes Antifa.
If I were your opposing counsel and this was a law
If we have any, do you think we have any anti-fascist fans?
I would object on the case of speculation. Do you think we have any anti-fascist fans? Of course not.
Yeah.
No anti-fascist Antifa member would listen to this thing for more than 5 minutes.
Right, exactly.
They would probably just click off after seeing the thumbnail of us.
Maybe the ones that like complete anarchy. Maybe they would watch the channel. The ones that have a hankering for chaos.
Texas was great, though.
But Texas was great. So you can sit in restaurants. I think it's getting close to that here, or some restaurants you can sit in. Partially.
What really got me was the space. You drive 5 minutes out of downtown Dallas.
Yeah.
Fields, lakes, golf courses, beautiful houses everywhere. You still feel like you're in a city, but there's space and greenery. Cassidy Campbell, who I stayed with, the YouTuber, he's renting a townhouse with 3 bedrooms. The house we're in right now is 3 bedrooms. This rents for about $4,800 every month. His is $2,500.
What?
The house next to him, a fucking mansion, Leo. Something that would cost you $4 or $5 million in LA, $400,000.
Jesus.
This house here is not that nice at all. $900,000 is what our house would sell for.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
It's
Texas is
triple,
still
4 times the price here.
Texas definitely is a place with a lot of opportunity too. There's a lot of beautiful women and things to do. Texas is a place that I could see a lot of youth. I think a lot of youth goes to Austin right now. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are. It's a city where a lot of young people are moving to. But I couldn't imagine going. If I had to move out of LA, I think I'd either go. Well, if I want to be really poor, I'd go to New York. But if I wanted to really save some money and have a lot of fun, I'd probably go to Texas.
I'm thinking about it, man. I'm thinking about establishing a second residence out there.
I think it's a good idea, man.
Split time.
You could buy something and then Airbnb, have somebody Airbnb it out or something. Get a management company to do that for you.
It's something we have to think about, man, with this channel, because living in California, you don't really notice this when you're born and raised here. It is just a perpetual act of theft residing within this fucking state.
Absolutely.
Gas here is $2.85 right now down my street. Gas in Texas, $1.50.
Yeah.
State income taxes in California, 10% of your income.
Right.
So if you make $1 million a year, cut an extra $100,000 check to Uncle Sam.
Right.
And that's on top of your federal income taxes, which are going to be like 35%.
Right.
You live in fucking Texas, 0 state income taxes.
Right.
You save $100,000 if you're making $1 million a year.
It's a lot.
Sales taxes, every time you buy a can of soup, every time you go in to get a fucking Sobe at the gas station, those add up.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, man. Either that or Vegas. Vegas, we could drive here. We could drive back.
I was thinking about it too, but the problem with Vegas is it's a little fishbowl.
Yeah.
You run out of places to film.
You run out of places to film. I agree with that, yeah.
We got St. George, Utah. That's the town to the east of Vegas, which the only thing notable is they used to set off some nukes there. And then you got Pahrump, Nevada, which has the whorehouse.
Right.
Fucking Texas. You got Dallas. You got Austin. You got Houston. You got San Antonio.
Houston Square, I believe, is the biggest city in the United States, square miles. It's huge. It's huge.
There's a video visiting the city with the most square miles in the United States. It's the new worst town in America.
Yeah, man.
Houston's the best town in America.
You like Houston, Austin?
Well, that's where I'm from. I lived
Former
there for
resident.
18 years.
What did you like about it?
The Latinas? The Latinas, admit it.
Basically, I just like that you can do whatever you want. Like,
that's not true.
If we wanted to go to my friend's house and shoot cans of gasoline with rifles and blow up shit, you can. If you wanted to go to the beach, like I had a beach house, you could drive 4-wheelers, light bonfires, and blow fireworks year-round. Like, there are basically, like, no rules.
What kind of beach is it? Is it a lake?
16-year-old.
It's Galveston, Texas. No, it's like the beach. Like, it's the ocean. It's the Gulf of Mexico.
It's kind of a fucked-up beach, though, a little bit, right? A little rocky. A little dirty.
It's not. It's just brown water.
Yeah.
But it's just sand. Like, it ain't that bad. It has a bad rap because it's kind of ugly, but you can do some fun shit down there.
I'm sure, yeah.
And it's cheap, man.
Good fishing, right?
Yeah. I used to catch a lot of sharks. That was fun.
Shit.
It's something to think about, man.
It is something to think about.
Vegas, Arizona, or Texas have been in my mind as a place to establish residence to save money on taxes.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking Texas, man.
You'd have to live there 6 months and a day. Jeter got in trouble because it was debatable whether he lived in Tampa for 6 months and a day one year, and they were going to charge, get his income tax for New York.
How much trouble did he get in?
I mean, like he was investigated by the FBI. So it's
FBI or the IRS?
I'm sorry, I think it was both. But
keep going.
No, yeah, but this was the biggest, his biggest controversy ever.
Well, I've heard he has herpes and he fucked Jennifer Alba in the ass.
Nobody really?
I heard it. That's a bigger controversy than failing to pay a couple taxes.
Well, those are it's all hearsay. We know the tax one was definitely confirmed.
But you can get a Texas address, mark it as the Danny Mullen business address, and then run your company technically out of Texas and then miss all the fucking taxes of California.
It'd be sweet, man. We could get a complex there.
Well, yeah, we could definitely get a complex there. I would probably purchase a home there. I'd purchase a condo, maybe.
Get a home, 3 bedrooms, a big office to podcast out of.
Shit, that'd be nice.
Get a studio, too. That'd be nice, because we really want to get to the point where we're bringing in guests, and we can be so mean to them.
Yeah.
And have no fear of them breaking my front house windows.
Yeah, Lenoci said we could get a podcast for a space for $400 a month out here.
That can't be true.
I can't. I don't see how that could be. Maybe a storage unit. A storage unit would be an interesting idea. Would you go podcast in a storage unit?
It's probably like a broom closet at a high school with a lavalier lying on the floor.
Well, let me tell you this. In Studio City, which was an expensive storage unit I was buying, I was paying for. I paid $340 for like a month for like 6 months to hold a bunch of shit I had when I moved out of my pop's place. And it was big enough to run a podcast.
A storage unit?
Yeah, storage unit. People do it out of storage units. And I don't know. Do you ever see True Detective, the first one?
No.
He put a little off. He got obsessed with a case, and he ended up putting his office in a storage unit where he would go and work on that case.
Why didn't he do it in his regular office?
Because he was kicked off the force, and he didn't have he wanted to keep it hidden because it was like pretty shady shit.
I feel like every detective story has the exact same plot.
I agree, and I love them all. I don't know what it is. I love a good detective story.
So much passion for the case that his wife's leaving him. He gets kicked off the force.
Yeah.
He barely sleeps, but he's got a nose for justice, and none will intervene.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what would you feel if you went around investigating crimes and you saw death and babies getting tortured and fucking shit like that? Could you go home and sleep soundly? Would you have to drink a little bit?
Babies getting tortured.
Sex addiction?
I would masturbate every night before I went to sleep.
That's it?
I don't know. I was trying to make some shitty joke about masturbating the dead babies.
Jesus,
if I were a cop or something, I don't know. I don't fucking know if I can handle it. We already talked about this, right? I think I said if I shot somebody under most normal circumstances, I'd be totally fine.
Well, you think. Until it happens. Until you see the dead man's face.
I don't think most private investigators are peeping through bay windows watching babies get tortured, though.
Well, they come to the scene of the crime and they see absolutely grotesque human remains that could really fuck you up.
Did they say a 3-month-old on the rack getting his limbs stretched apart?
In True Detective, to bring this up again, he stopped working when some crackhead, it was some white trash trailer park, put his baby in a microwave to dry it off. Turned it on and it exploded.
That's the problem with the public school system these days.
Is it?
They don't teach you that a microwave is not a feasible form of drying for a life form.
Yes.
That was in True Detective, huh?
Yeah.
I could be a good writer for a show like that.
Oh, guaranteed.
I could come up with stuff like that.
Oh, you could come up with stuff like that.
Needs to dry off baby.
Yeah.
The baby needs to also die. What do we got? We got the oven. We have the open fireplace out back. Microwave. Ding, ding, ding. Those good sound effects, Austin?
Oh,
those are good.
Why are you so quiet over there?
It's not the Austin show.
Oh, that's sweet. He's a sweetheart, isn't he? Austin, you're a sweet kid.
You look
you're
gay
quickly
right
becoming
now.
a social media legend.
I look good once I take my glasses off now.
What is wrong with you? Why would you say he looks gay just because he's wearing glasses? He looks like a young Clark Kent.
I look
he looks
extra
like
gay
he looks
today.
like the Clark Kent that was in high school. The kids picked on, but he couldn't try off the football team because he'd kill everybody on the team. So he would have to just hide it, and he became like an introvert until he became Superman.
I'm pretty sure Clark Kent, even when he was in regular mode, didn't weigh 125 pounds.
Well,
and I'm pretty sure he didn't wear a shirt that looks like it came from Baby Gap. He's wearing this striped shirt that looks like it came right off the rack, either at the kids section of Target or in the discount section of Old Navy.
Honestly, the kid is totally in fashion for his generation. That is a total look.
I got the shirt at Zoomies.
Yeah, so there you go. It's in
one more
style.
reason to never shop at Zoomies.
It's totally in style, buddy. What do you mean? Your boy Danny Duncan has his stuff there, doesn't he?
He does. Good for him.
Yeah. Why are you attacking poor Austin?
Because I don't know. I'm looking right at him.
Wasn't the
He's
video
an obvious
enough?
target.
Wasn't the video enough?
The video
you
wasn't
made
enough.
2 fat guys tackle him. Now 1. 2.
Austin?
The second one was borderline. That kid was out of his mind. Like, I really was worried about him. I'm glad you pushed him out of the way.
And Austin was giggling even before he hit the ground.
Yeah, he's an amazing soul, Austin.
I'm trying to think what else I can say about the Texas trip.
Yeah.
I couldn't get pussy this time because I'm in a relationship.
Well, that's good.
Something about being in Texas, it's like my penis.
Yeah.
It's just
Throbbing.
Yes, throbbing. The perfect word for it.
The girls are really hot.
What was were there some beautiful ladies around?
Beautiful ladies around. And when we were out filming, we would go up, do a prank, which one of the things we were doing for Cassidy's channel is we were saying we were professional bar fighters. We were decked out in fight shorts with the slit up the side, sprawl, tap out, American fighter. I had my rash guard that says jiu-jitsu on it, so did he. We were going up to women and telling them we had a bout later that night, that I was the most dangerous man in the world with a 3-ball, and that we get paid in tequila shots and a handful out of the tip jar at the end of the night.
Love it.
If you do that in L.A., women, especially upper-class MILFs, would scoff, throw a drink in your face, and then call the security guard.
Well, yeah, it's most places. I think there's a better chance of that happening. What, it didn't happen at all in Texas?
Not only was that not happening, but these women were flirting with us no matter how douchey and stupid we were.
Wow. Well, maybe
Even with wedding rings, they were married. Young girls were flirting with us.
Maybe your hair is just at the exact right length.
It needs a cut, and I just scheduled one. In fact.
Honestly, I watched the Cassidy Campbell video, and you look pretty handsome in it. I'm not going to lie. I say you keep it.
Did I really?
It looks good. Yeah.
What looked good about it, Leo?
I think it's the right length, buddy. You look like a half surfer, half. If you throw on those glasses that our boy Austin has over there, you might be able to look like one of those Harvard intellectuals with a little long hair. Like a little edgy mathematician. That's one of the best looks out there.
You know what I think's going on right now?
What?
I think you're trying to do or say the opposite of what you actually think would look good on me, because you want me to get less pussy so that more DMs flow to you.
This is such bullshit. That is not what I want. I am nothing. Look, if I can get pussy for those around me, the pussy comes to everyone. It's like the trickle down theory. But I don't need pussy right now.
What's going to be your next piece of advice? Eat a 12-pack of Hostess cakes before bed? You trying to get me fat, Leo?
Dude, I'm getting fat. No, listen.
Daddy, these are really good for your glucose levels and your metabolism. What do you say?
I really think that your fucking hair is at the right length, man.
Needs a trim.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. But yeah, teach his own, buddy. You find your look, but I think it's here.
It's got to get trimmed up. It's unkempt. I need to put up my hair, like into a little fucking tie. Like I have to get one of those girls' things.
Yeah.
What are they? The little hoops.
Yeah.
In order to get anything done, because otherwise I can't see.
Ooh.
It's like an alpaca that nobody's bothered to shave roaming around in the summer.
But that's what it is about it. You look wild. You know what I mean? You look a little like you were lost in the jungle for a few. You look like Tarzan. Tarzan was European. He was white. He wasn't like me. People say, "Oh, you're Tarzan." Like, no, actually, Tarzan looked like you.
Tarzan wasn't a historical figure, right?
Well,
can you look Tarzan up, Austin?
I bet it. No,
Tarzan,
but it's
I
a
don't think
famous.
so.
It's a very famous book.
You say was as if he were as real as George Washington or Benedict Arnold.
Well, he's based on a character in a book.
Which
that
book?
Was Tarzan and the Apes.
Who wrote that? Robert Louis Stevenson or something? I don't know either.
I don't know. But I was reading some heavy literature today, and I sent a picture of you of a video idea I thought would be nice.
Constitutes heavy literature?
It's Don Quixote, which is a 1,000-page novel that's considered one of the greatest, if not the greatest book ever written, but one of.
If I fired an ice cube into the sun with the most powerful cannon ever, that ice cube has a better chance than you have of finishing that book.
That's why I'm going to finish it. I've had it for so long, and I'm going to fucking finish it. And it's time. It's time. If I reach the end of that book, I feel like my life will change.
Don Quixote is by a Spanish author. It's considered the first novel.
Right.
It was written during the time Shakespeare was writing. Mm-hmm. It's considered the first true novel. Some people call it the greatest novel ever written. Mm-hmm. It's about Don Quixote and Pancho.
Yeah, Sancho Panza.
Sancho, excuse me.
Yeah.
Don Quixote, he reads a bunch of books about chivalry and knighthood, wants to go have adventures, and then Pancho is just his little bitch, right?
Well,
his
it's
groveling bitch.
Yeah, it's like I could see you playing Don Quixote, Fanjeri Sancho. I don't know who I'd play. I
can see that.
Could you see that? And you know who the girl he likes, Dulcinea, is a whore. She's the town whore. And he doesn't know. So who could play that? None other than the lady that lives. The one from the video, dude. The whore from the video that you banged.
Ooh.
See? That's shaping up to be a video.
I know they fight windmills in it.
Yeah, exactly. There could be so many things we could do.
We know there are windmills in Solvang. We know there are windmills down in where they have Coachella.
Yeah, dude.
Otherwise known as Coachella Valley.
Yeah.
We could do something with this. It would just be so tough because part of writing a video is I have to synthesize the body of work, and it's going to take 3 months to fucking read that if I'm reading it every day.
The Cliff Notes version of it, but I know you wouldn't do that. But yeah, you would. There obviously it would be cool to do though. I would appreciate that.
How many pages do you get through each session of reading Don Quixote?
To be honest, 4 pages. They're heavy, dude. They all have those little like the symbols that you have to look at the bottom of the page for the definition, the footnotes. Every page has those, but it is pretty full. It's so rich. It's nice to read, but I'd say I get through 4 or 5 pages, and then I go to a self-help book or some shit.
So you're on page 12.
I'm on page 15 right now. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
How do you know anything about it?
Well,
Wikipedia passed. Well, there's
a theater production called Man of La Mancha that because it's basically the entire story. It's also we read part of it in high school. I didn't remember much of it, but it's the beginning of the novel per se, and kind of we read like what we discussed what the important messages were in Don Quixote, and it kind of like attracted me because it was like it's kind of like you can be crazy in your own reality, and other people might think that you're nuts, but as long as you are content, what does it really matter what other people think?
Beautifully said.
Yeah. So that's kind of the idea in Don Quixote, and I
don't say it like a Spaniard.
Don Quixote, and I want to get through it because I think at the end of the tunnel there, I think my life's going to change.
You already know the message. There's no point in carrying on.
It's 1,000 pages. I want to see what's in between all that.
They fight some windmills. They go to some places. Mm-hmm. There's a whore. We already know enough. My theory on literature is to be a really great piece of literature, it shouldn't only be critically acclaimed by the guy with a pipe and monocle sitting up in a tower at Harvard University. Right. It should be acclaimed by anybody with a high school education. The Great Gatsby, fine example.
Yeah.
You can pick that book up right now.
Yeah.
And if you can read, and if you have lived a little bit, you can read that, you can relate to that. Oh, the passages where Gatsby's reflecting beautiful on the loss of Daisy. Gorgeous.
I like my dad's review of The Great Gatsby.
What do you say? Story
of a cuck.
I feel like I'm having deja vu. Have we talked about Gatsby recently?
I don't think so.
Catch-22 is another example.
I'm going to read Catch-22 because that seems... somebody else mentioned it that I respect just as much as you, Danny, all right? But I know that's your favorite book, right?
It's one of them.
One of them.
It really influenced my early comedy. Mm-hmm. It's hilarious. It's easily understood. There aren't a bunch of esoteric passages about the color white like there are in Moby Dick. I tried reading Moby Dick when I first moved down here to L.A., my Kindle ended up fucking flying against my wall.
That's a lot, yeah.
Smashing on the floor.
Inlaniggi said that he was reading Moby Dick.
Inlaniggi's the biggest liar.
Because he's an Indian. Yeah, man. What about... do you ever read Shakespeare? I love your take. What Shakespeare did you really, wrap your head around and actually understand and enjoy?
The only Shakespeare that I've read on my own was Hamlet. Mm-hmm. I read it with mediation, so I had the Barnes & Noble copy that had explanations of every passage on the back like you're doing. Nice. So I had to flip, and I was also using an online reference. The only passage I can remember that I thought was really good was the graveyard scene. Mm-hmm. You remember the graveyard scene?
When he's talking to the...
Yeah, that appeared in a Danny Mullen video.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any reference to the graveyard scene.
I watched that video too, but it was way back in the day.
It's a great fucking piece of work.
It's a great video.
That passage, though, where he finds the skull of poor Yorick, who used to entertain Hamlet when Hamlet was a baby, that is great because he's reflecting on all these bodies in the graveyard. Some are a fool like Yorick, and some are lawyers and landowners. And no matter what they achieved in life, here they are in the graveyards of Elsinore.
Wow.
They're dead. They're dirt. It's been so long since I've read it, but the point is that or at least the point I took, don't overthink things.
Don't overthink things. It doesn't matter. At the end, in 100 years, that's what I always tell you to tell women, dude. If you can get that point across to women, you're going to get fucking pussy, guys. You're going to get pussy. In 100 years, no one's going to remember anything that we did, more than likely. Danny Mullen, maybe the videos will go down in some historical YouTube, vault.
I'll be remembered, no doubt. I actually wrote a little bit about that theme in the Target rape video with the fairy tales. There was a little bit of that in the duck sheep passage.
It's very ridiculous of me, but I memorized a Shakespeare quote from Henry V. Is it?
I can't wait for this. Okay,
yeah, I
do it.
Just to impress girls.
Just do it.
We few, we happy few, we band of brother. For he today who sheds his blood with me shall be my brother. He tells that to the entire army right before they go.
How does that help you get pussy? I don't get it.
I don't know. Just in case we were talking about Shakespeare, and be like, my favorite Shakespeare quote is Henry V.
That's not even, girls aren't going to relate to that at all. Well, that would be a good quote. How about this, Leo?
I was expecting to be around intellectuals. I didn't know my life was going to consist of this. You're an intellectual. I'm sorry. But I'm saying I didn't know that I was going to have to,
hang out with people who've actually read To Kill a Mockingbird.
You're such an asshole. Get ugly women, apparently, according to you, because all women are beautiful, Danny, to kiss Austin, all right? And I didn't know that was my life. That's mainly my job now. Getting women to kiss you, Austin, Inland Iggy. That's what I do.
Well, it's not like as
the worst.
Getting them to kiss me is that difficult.
Well, it's not. I've developed quite the technique, and I do the same thing over and over again now.
Those bitches would be slobbering all over their fucking shins, even without you, for an opportunity to kiss me.
Wow, this is not the same Danny Mullen that I met, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah?
When I first met Danny Mullen, he said he'd be masturbating in the corner while I banged some girl. What was it? Yeah, in our video, in our first video together.
Oh, yeah, that was true. That was at the height of Leo's Bachelorette fame.
Yeah.
I rewatched a little bit of that video because I put a clip from it in the new video. That was nuts. Leo is getting mobbed by the hottest chicks I've ever seen at UCLA.
It's nice.
And the two that came up, one of whom is in the thumbnail, and were drinking with us right there on campus. I said that if you and I hung out with them, you'd be fucking one of them and I'd be masturbating in the corner. That would be the worst case scenario. Best case scenario, they got a friend that weighs like 300 pounds. It'll blow me.
That was so funny. That's a great video just because we bonded. But yeah, things change for you quickly, and I told you they were. I told you your future.
Well,
you don't
fortune telling, Leo. Now I can't tell if you're an English PhD or a divination master.
I knew that things change for guys as long as they keep consistent. And I saw that you were so hardworking. That's why I was trying to get you to quit your job at the time. I was like, dude, no, you're going to be making a living doing this soon. Like, just quit your job. And you did. And then, dude, the rest is history. I mean, this is only a little over a year since, almost 2 years now.
No, I don't know. Who cares?
But it's fucking, it's nice to see right in front of me, man.
Yeah.
Oh, God. You got to learn to take a compliment, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. It's fine.
Whatever. What am I going to say right now?
I went to Vegas this week, dude.
What happened there?
I don't know. I just took my girlfriend there because it was so cheap, dude. It was $89 to stay at Encore.
Well, we're going back this weekend. Leo, you almost gave me a heart attack. Earlier today, I text Leo, hey, man, you're on for the Fear and Loathing Las Vegas video, right? He's like, yeah, but I got to do something early Saturday morning. So is it okay if I go to that? We're leaving to Vegas at Friday at 3 p.m., so no. What was that, by the way? What was so important?
It was a practice softball game. I haven't played in so long.
Yeah, crucial.
Well, I get it. It
must be devastating.
It brings me a lot of happiness, all right? And, I'm glad we're shooting stuff on Fridays now. I'll probably go to more games and stuff. But, yeah, where the season isn't starting or anything. It's just a practice game. And it would have been nice to go. And, I'm a legendary figure out there.
You're a legendary figure on YouTube. That's more important.
That's true also.
That gets you more money. That gets you more of the resources you really care about, vagina.
True. But yeah, no, I'm excited about going to Vegas, and I'm excited to play this character. And
which character? Have you done your research?
Not yet.
He's too busy reading 15 pages of Don Quixote.
15 pages. I also read...
watch Fear and Loathing. That's all you need to do.
I'm going to watch Fear and Loathing. Don't worry. I watched it a long time ago, but I need to watch it again as an adult.
Mm-hmm. You're watching it as a kid?
Yeah, dude. Julio would put it on.
Well, there's no seduction in there, so why did he care? Leo's dad used to play movies where Marlon Brando got pussy, and he would teach Leo exactly he did.
Clark Gable and Marlon Brando, yeah. He would pause the movie and then explain what was going on and what he did well and things of that nature. On the Waterfront was one.
You know, your Me Too is actually starting to add up now. The Me Too accusation.
God, no, that was because I was using my looks for what I just. The girl would hit me up, like send me a DM, and like, oh, you look nice today at work, and I'd say, well, do you want to come over and blow me?
Yeah, we know.
And that was a little ridiculous. All right, so don't do that, guys. Even if you can.
I was just saying, you probably got it from the scene where they're in the North Star Cafe in Fear and Loathing, where Benicio del Toro is like holding a knife up to the waitress's throat.
Yeah, that's where I got it. Dude.
Julio paused it. You see right there?
I see that.
That's how you control a woman, okay? And while she looks terrified, there's fear in the eyes. There's moisture between the legs. That's what you need to do, Detavio. I think that's where it came from.
Yeah, dude, you nailed it. He did pause it and say that exact sentence. It's crazy. But yeah, man, Vegas is really cheap too. It was so cheap, man. $80 to stay at the Encore. And
really?
Yes.
No.
It's already probably gone up. It was bustling. By the time I left, people were fucking flying in there. This morning. I left this morning. People were flying into Vegas.
The Encore is where I used to work. It is the most expensive hotel other than some really boutique one.
$89. I stayed in a ridiculous room. I vlogged some of it. Maybe I'll put it up.
It's usually $500 fucking dollars to stay in that bitch. That's where I worked. And where I'm probably not welcome ever again, because in the Smoke This Bong video, I went in there with Adam Fu and told somebody I came in their salad.
Oh my God.
Right back into the restaurant I worked at.
What was it called?
I might be paraphrasing. Maybe I didn't tell her I came in the salad. Jardin.
Oh, wow.
It's right by Excess.
Yeah. Wow.
Good old Excess. So what'd you do? You just had sex with your girlfriend?
Yeah, pretty much. Went to the hotel. We went to Cipriani. Good restaurant. Dude, even Cipriani was $150 for two people. I had 4 drinks. Like, that's so cheap compared to LA, But yeah, I had they have the best. Well, they invented the Bellini there. You ever had a Bellini? It's Prosecco and peach puree. It's
Where's there? It's in the Encore?
No, Cipriani. The guy that owns Cipriani, I think his name is Anthony Cipriani. He invented the Bellini back in an Italian drink. It's an Italian cocktail. Yeah.
Let's get to the juicy stuff. What'd you and your girlfriend try out in that hotel room?
Nothing really. We've been into this butt plug thing for a while, and she brought it along to the trip.
So, you guys make love almost every time now with a butt plug in her ass.
Not every time, no.
It's in her asshole.
Not every single time. I would say like a couple times a week. Yeah.
She brought it along.
It was
in her purse.
Yeah.
And she just, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. Just runs it under the sink.
No. I put it in slowly. I kind of warm it up in doggy, or like on the side style that we do a lot of. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, I kind of warm her up, and then I pop it in, and then
you put a little lube on it?
Ecstasy. Oh yeah, a little lube that we purchased. Good stuff. Hypoallergenic.
That's good. You don't want any hives down there.
Lube, and then it's silicone based though. I would have preferred water based, but the person told me it was great. And then and then we use it, and it's fantastic with that view in Vegas. Vegas is a great place for lovemaking. I'll tell you that much.
No anal?
No anal, no.
My Brazilian jiu-jitsu coach fucked a girl up against the window once.
Oh wow.
The guy is, "Porra, Girafa, last night, MGM casino floor." I go, "Porra, my English no good. I have a hotel room." I go up there, "Oh, fuck a Girafa. Oh, got me." The girl with the hands on, the window. Was that the move you did?
Yeah, that was it, dude.
That's how we described it.
I should have had sex against that against the window, but I didn't. It was a nice view, man. They hooked it up. But yeah, it was on a budget, man. Vegas is a good place to go, and I mean, if you don't gamble and you don't drink a ton, you can get out of there and not lose your fucking life savings,
Well, I know you can't restrain yourself in either of those regards. So,
what, drinking?
How much damage? 25, 30K?
Listen, I am not a gambler.
What if Leo dropped 30K on the tables and came back a shattered man?
That'd be hilarious. No, man. I had a great. One of the reasons I went is because I had fucking American Airlines went 100. It went up 100% in 2 weeks. So I had put a little cash in American Airlines around 10. Oh. And I sold it around 20 something.
How much are you worth right now?
I'm not.
Can you talk about that?
No, I don't want to say.
For tax reasons.
For tax reasons, I can't say.
Is that the only reason?
Pretty much, dude. Some asshole who's probably watching the podcast and doesn't understand that, whatever I say may or may not be bullshit. You don't know, buddy. But some kid was like, "I'm going to tell him, if you don't send me $500, I'm going to hit up the IRS." Some asshole, some Danny Mullen fan out there. Come on, you jerk off.
We need to weed out
everything I say in here is in jest, buddy. You know what that means? It'll hold up in court. In jest. You know what an offer made in jest is? It means it was bullshit.
A man of infinite jest. That's a quote from the graveyard scene.
Yeah.
So you just had some vanilla sex plus a butt plug.
Well,
you didn't gamble or drink.
Vanilla.
This is the boringest Vegas trip I've ever heard of.
I went to a phenomenal Italian restaurant, walked the strip. It was a little bit of a ghost town when we got there, but by the time I left, it was bustling. And, what's better than getting hammered and walking the strip? I mean, that's what I look forward to once a year when we do for Edward 40 Hands in Vegas.
Were you treating people the same as you do during 40 Hands?
No.
I'm trying to think of your biggest insults, your biggest slams.
Oh God! I called some guy. I told the guy to suck my dick one time. That's pretty big for me. Like, suck my dick. I was so hammered, dude.
One of my favorite Leo insults was 4th of July on the boat when I just had a megaphone, or maybe I was using pure throat. I remember the boat having a speaker. Just talking so much shit. I could throw out like 100-word insult at this boat. Fuck you, you fucking wetsuit wearing, comb over, spectacled, ugly wife piece. And Leo just, fuck you, dude. Like 2 seconds after I go silent.
Nice.
That's one of the best Leo insults.
Dude, that was one of my favorite taking over moments that we've ever had. We come in with fur coats. Somebody goes, who are you guys? And you completely dismiss this guy. And I look at him and I go, we're big time, buddy. And we continue walking. And then I use the line that I've always used in life. It's always worked. Chris told us to go here, or Chris let us in. It worked like a charm. And then we're on a boat within fucking 3 minutes, dude.
Usually you're good with those lines. The one horrible botch was during the janitor video. You told a guy that Jimmy Carter gave you clearance to mop up in front of the store.
Yeah. Jimmy Carter. That one did not work well.
The guy just stared at you and said, "This is a joke. Okay, I'm gonna call security. This is a joke."
God damn it, dude! I fucked that one up, man. Jimmy's a good name. Jim, like Jim from Jim from accounting or somebody. But yeah, Jimmy Carter, not the fucking literally like a president. That's so stupid.
Just name Bill anybody Clinton. Except for a living president.
Yeah, I fucked that one up, man.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah, that would have been a bad one too, man.
It's okay. We
don't
managed
always
to make that video work.
Yeah,
Carter's alive still, right?
I believe he is alive. I don't know for a fact, but I'm pretty sure he's alive.
I have a weird fascination with people who I know of or sort of admire who are in their advanced years, going to their Wikipedia and refreshing and checking every couple of weeks to see if they're dead yet.
Yeah, man, I agree. Some of our heroes one day will go, and it's going to be odd. Some that are not that older than us, Like when
I'm talking about dudes who are fucking 80 right now.
What is who's like a guy that you were at? Who's a celebrity that you were affected when they died? Because I don't know that I was ever really truly affected by a celebrity passing to this point. I don't know that there's been someone like, I know my father, for example, when Marlon Brando died. He was like kind of like an idol figure for a long time for him.
Sounds like it.
I'm pretty sure he was he was kind of upset, not truly upset, but he was affected for a day. I know a lot of my friends who were big basketball fans were really affected by Kobe's passing. What about you, man? I know you're a guy that you can idolize people. When have you felt affected by a celebrity that passed away?
The answer is never. I got nothing on this one.
Yeah?
I can.
Yeah, wait.
I got one. The skateboarder Dylan Reeder.
Really?
There was this skateboard kid who was a male model. He got all the pussy in the fucking world. That's what all of his buddies in interviews would talk about. It's like, oh, dude, Dylan walked into a bar. All the chicks just start checking their hair, checking their makeup and their compacts. Damn. Moving over to his sector of the bar. This dude, plus he was the gnarliest fucking skater. He didn't give a shit. He chain smoked cigarettes. He backlipped 18 stairs.
Damn.
Then he disappears for 2 years. Nobody knows where's Dylan. Why isn't he putting out any footage? Does he have a broken ankle? Did his sponsors dump him? Is he back on Vicodin? He had a big pill addiction. Out of the blue, Dylan Reeder dies of cancer.
It affected you.
Pictures start coming up of him just totally emaciated. It fucked me up. I like Dylan Reeder.
All right.
You'd probably like Dylan Reeder too. He'd be your next
sounds absolutely like a guy I'd like. I've always, when Lenoci said that about idolizing guys that get girls, that's how I always felt. I've never been a guy that's been jealous of dudes that like get a lot of girls. I've always wanted to be one of those guys. It took me a long time to truly get to the point where I feel like I got to a point where I could get a lot of girls, but it was something. Yeah, I looked up to the guys like that, especially if they were humble about it.
Getting a lot of girls. I had a girl message me and pretty much point blank tell me she wanted to fuck yesterday. A hot chick, thousands of followers in the entertainment industry.
You'll show me a picture.
Perhaps. I told her I was strong. I said, I have a girlfriend. This bitch kept going. She's not a bitch, in case she's listening to this. What about a little bit of side hookup?
Adult
to keep
industry?
things interesting.
Is she in the adult?
No.
Oh.
She's like, what about a little hookup on the side?
Wow.
I'm sorry, I just really go after things I want. And I just said, no. But to be honest, there was a little bit of weakness. It probably wasn't even acceptable for me to even respond in the first place when she came on that strong.
True.
It was a little out of character. Yeah. I'm sorry,
sick
Leo.
fuck.
Yeah, Leo, of course.
You bastard.
Has angel wings
what
compared
kind
to me.
of person does that?
It was
I'm
tough,
kidding.
though.
That's fine. No,
the young Danny Mullen.
Yeah.
Look at that
Caved
one.
in?
Case. You know who else messaged me? The chick with huge fucking titties from our Austin trip.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Who gave me a blowjob.
Oh, yeah.
She messaged me when I was in Texas. Had to say, can't hang out.
Well, you're a good man, dude. You're a good man, Charlie Brown.
I'm telling
proud
you.
of you.
Man. I'm feeling
proud
the
of you.
effects in my fucking gonads, though. I'm having to jerk off all the time. Especially when I'm here in LA, it's not a big deal because I'm in this house more often than not, especially with quarantine. But when I'm out in Dallas, when I see the girls and their skirts and their cleavage...
Yeah. I could tell you this. You're not going to get tempted in Vegas. I couldn't tell you. I didn't find one remotely attractive human being there this weekend. It was mostly like the families and the gambling degenerates there. There was a lot of people, but not families and degenerates. That was it. Like a lot of people who clearly weren't working right now, you know, just any excuse to go to Vegas. Yeah. But yeah, it's I'm proud of you, man. I think it's good. I think it's good to be, you know, monogamous. You know, you ain't got to worry about STDs. You can talk about everything on a podcast.
Well, I'm glad to know you have I'm glad to know you have
I'm turning a new leaf.
A theoretical knowledge of monogamy.
You're such an asshole. I'm getting a lot better, man. All right, I've made some mistakes early on in my relationship.
Yeah.
But I'm turning a new leaf.
When did you turn it over?
Well,
yesterday?
Fairly, yeah, you know, you would say recently, but it's a long time for me.
Well, when you guys
Can you talk about it? This is interesting. I'm sorry, Austin. Can you talk about
it? Yes. What do you want me to? What, you want to fucking date, Danny?
Yeah. When did you go full monogamous?
I would say when I had the big fight in December with my girlfriend that you remember.
Full monogamous.
I would say yes.
No messages, no flirty messages to girl on Instagram.
Besides, no, not a flirty message. Besides, like, I'm sorry, I have a girlfriend, which is inappropriate. I agree. Like what you did, and maybe the thought. Besides that, no. It's been very difficult.
I'm skeptical Sid over here.
I know you're skeptical Sid, but it's been very difficult. And yes, it's not something that I think has been easy for me because I've always used sex to get over problems. I've had a lot of problems this year. Mm-hmm. And in many ways, it's been one of the most difficult years of my life, if not the most difficult. So yeah, it's been, but I've gotten a lot closer in a non-sexual way with my girlfriend, and that's helped me maybe get to the purest form of a relationship I've ever been in, which is nice. Like a true companionship, a true little like buddy, you know?
That was beautiful. And I hear the words you're saying, but your eyes are darting around like a gazelle that hears a roar on the savannah.
There's no lies in there. I'm just, you know, it's an uncomfortable thing to talk about.
Why?
Well,
I got him, Austin.
You never know.
Austin, what are you doing over here? I wanted to go to you. I wanted to ask you some questions. Get back on the mic.
All right.
I don't know why I wanted to go to him. I was going to drill him about his monogamy, but we all know there is none.
Hey, all I was going to say is that if y'all are feeling especially weak in your monogamy,
oh, this is going to be good.
Copy and paste my Instagram and there you go. In the conversation.
It's not a bad idea. Look, I'll tell you this. You know what? We'll pass off all the pussy to you, bud. That's what we'll do.
So, Leo, early in the year, I'm talking pre-March, there wasn't even a little hearty eyes response to a story on Instagram
that I sent.
There wasn't. Yeah.
I mean, look. You know, who knows? I'm going to plead the fifth on this one.
Okay, now we're making some progress.
Oh, I'm pleading the fifth.
Okay.
I watched the beginning of that documentary with Epstein. Oh my God, that is when he's just I'm gonna plead the fifth. I'm gonna invoke my Fifth Amendment right
when he's answering questions about his dick being shaped like an egg.
Yeah.
What'd you think about it? How far did you get in?
Only up to when the one girl was talking. It's literally 15 minutes in, not long.
Yeah.
Is after you came,
you closed your laptop.
You were the one that you masturbated to it. I knew.
I did fuck my girlfriend basically while it was up playing.
Ooh, were you watching it or listening to it? A little bit.
Probably. And to be honest, it was good sex.
God, I know.
It was good sex.
You bastard. You were pretending you were Epstein and she was one of the girls. You bastard.
Little role play. Well, for that, we would have needed a massage table.
So these girls, I'll watch the rest of it. Does it get pretty fucking disturbing?
It's really interesting.
Yeah. No, I'll check it out. I'm going to watch both that and the Fear and Loathing tonight.
Does it get disturbing? You're not going to be able to watch both of those.
I'll watch Fear and Loathing.
You're going to stay up till 4? Watch Fear and Loathing. That's a better one. I already talked about the Epstein one. I saw a guy who cuts up the clips, made a clip of me talking about Epstein, and I was like, shit, I was just rambling about that documentary. That doesn't deserve its own clip.
Yeah.
It gets disturbing, though.
It's disturbing.
My favorite part is when Chris Tucker, Bill Clinton, and Kevin Spacey go to Africa, though, with one of the whores.
Oh, my God.
And it's totally platonic, though. They don't fuck her. That's my favorite part. That's like the one glimpse of light in the whole entire documentary.
The whore said that she didn't bang any of the guys?
She said that was the one time when it was perfectly okay. Because I think Epstein had raped her. Straight up raped her on his rape island.
Yeah.
I think that's what he registered.
Yeah. Virgin Islands or whatever?
Yeah, it was Virgin Island registered rape island.
Yeah.
And then they went to Africa and nothing happened. And she thought, maybe that was just he was drinking too much scotch that night. But then the rape continued.
Dude, I'll watch it. I'll watch it, man. It's a fucked up part of our, it's honestly part of U.S. history now.
I suppose. My theory on guys like that is Donald Trump, Leonardo DiCaprio, who you tell me is a big scumbag.
Well, yeah. Look, all I know is two girls have told me the same thing about him, that he makes them ride him while he has earphones on, like ours, like fucking noise canceling earphones. Like that's how regular sex is to him at this point. It's just like a fucking like us eating or something like that,
It makes sense that, and a good analogy is food. If you eat the same dish every night, even if it's good, you're going to start branching out and trying new forms of cuisine.
Yeah.
For Leonardo DiCaprio, the runway models, the beautiful actresses who have no talent but still book sitcom gigs because of their cheekbones.
Yeah.
Those are his like Caesar salad.
Yeah, exactly. And he's a handsome guy, so he not only does he have the ability to get women, like he's not like they want to be around him. Like oftentimes, like a guy like Weinstein, a guy like fucking, I don't want to say Bilzerian, but he's not a bad looking guy, but he's like 5'5". You know that Bilzerian's like a tiny little. He looks like the dwarf and fucking. But he is compared. It's nice, though. Yeah. Compared to Weinstein, he's way better looking. But like, yeah, like you gotta, DiCaprio already, he's talented as fuck. So these girls want to be around him, and then a plus, yeah, they, then he's also fucking super famous and super rich. So he's just bang anyone he wants. And according to these girls, they definitely had to sign, no NDAs. So and it's true.
You mean
you cannot
required NDAs?
Required NDAs. Like you cannot sue anybody once you sign that NDA. You can really not Me Too someone, and that's probably why he hasn't been Me Too'd.
It's a good move. What I was saying though is that a dude like that, and let's not pretend that Leonardo is getting all this pussy with his looks. It's his status. Looks are part of it.
Yeah.
Status and, unfortunately, because I hate to make people feel bad, height
are
the two most important things that predict your mating success.
DiCaprio's over 6 feet too.
Guys like Trump, guys like Epstein, guys like Bill Clinton, to go back to the food thing, they've had their fill of Caesar salad. And then they get the filet mignon. Pretty soon, they want an endangered bird of paradise slid open on their plate, cooked to perfection.
Yeah.
To them, it seems a bird of paradise is a 14-year-old that they rape on an island in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
It's possible, yeah. And then I had this one black friend of mine who was really into close with a lot of the rappers, and he said a lot of the rappers would go and do definitely do homosexual stuff. Like a lot of the manliest rappers. He said Lil Wayne. He said fucking 50 Cent. He knew all these stories of rappers fucking with other dudes.
Who is this guy? Let's break down this guy's credentials.
He was a black stunt guy, pretty high up in the stunt world.
How was he friends with 50 Cent?
He said he was friends with Lil Wayne. And according to him, those guys would talk about everybody else. But he says he witnessed some, like, really close, like, homosexual contact with another man with Lil Wayne. Right in front of him.
I'm curious about Lil Wayne reporting on 50 Cent's homosexuality. Yeah, shit, that nigga gay, man. He gay. I really like Lil Wayne, too.
Yeah, me too. He's one of the great... Dude, but Lil Wayne looks like a dude that might fuck with a dude every now and then, right? I mean, come on. He's definitely a little bit...
His head is so fried on cough syrup, he probably can't even tell.
Can't even tell the difference.
He skates. He's probably got some concussions from that. Yeah. It all adds up to occasional homosexuality.
Yeah. Great rapper. But yeah, man, whatever. I don't know. I'm glad I haven't gone to that point, right? What about you?
I'm starting to realize now that with success in life, there are enemies and there are allies.
Right.
Enemies to success, as much as they're fun to pursue in moderation, are booze, pussy, and drugs.
100%.
I'm also starting to realize, on the plane yesterday, I got Wi-Fi. 30,000 feet. It was absolutely terrible. I had to watch everything in like 420p. Was watching a Peyton Manning documentary and a Tom Brady documentary. The Tom Brady one was fucking beautiful. Tom Brady goes to Michigan, a good college, but nobody expected much out of him at the quarterback position. His senior year, they respect him so little, they have this younger kid playing half the games because everybody kind of wants Tom Brady to get beaten out and for this fresh-faced young super athlete to take over the starting role. So every time Brady walks out there, his fucking job's on the line. But pretty soon, this super athlete who doesn't really have the same heart that Brady has, doesn't have the same head, he starts digging the team into fucking 0 to 17 holes. They got to put in Brady. Brady saves the fucking game. Peyton Manning, too. A fucking genius. He's like the offensive coordinator for his team. He's calling new plays at the line of scrimmage. He's telling his coach when they're going to punt. I start to see the pattern. I look up their history. Peyton Manning married 2001. Tom Brady, I assume he started fucking Leonardo DiCaprio's ex-bang, Giselle Bunchkin or whatever, pretty early in his career, too.
Oh, yeah.
Adam Carolla, Howard Stern.
You got to get married, dude.
I just don't think you can be an out-of-control puss hound and still be performing at a high level.
And that is why I will forever idolize Derek Jeter, because he was able to pull it off. He got married as soon as he retired, literally within like 6 months. He timed it out perfectly, and it was a girl he had been dating for like 3 years. It was a fucking ridiculously gorgeous model or whatever. But like, I think that's what. Okay, like a wise man learns from his own experiences, but a truly wise man learns from everybody's experiences. And if you really look at what he did, he tried to date women with status themselves.
Yeah.
If you if you were a guy, if you're dating other awesome chicks that have things going on for them that aren't invading your space because they have their own fucking goals, they're doing things that are world, that are important. I think that's the way to do it. He was dating girls that they were wealthy, that were big actresses, like, you look at it like
herpes,
they had herpes,
Jessica Alba,
maybe not easy girls to date. Maybe a lot of them were not great, like a Victoria's Secret model and stuff. But what he did was he stayed away from any girl that would, either take up too much, need something from him. He stayed away from girls that needed anything from him, and I think that's how he avoided any drama with any of these chicks. They only say beautiful things about him. And I'm really jealous that he dated Scarlett Johansson in her fucking prime, dude. She was like 22.
I would have gotten that if she were in her prime during my prime,
Eating her
which
ass.
is now. Yeah.
First day, dude.
So he was dating versus
he
fucking out of control.
Fucking out of control. He was dating. He would date each and every one of them 6 months to a year, 2-3 years. He had like multiple 2 to 3 year relationships while he was playing in the major leagues with, the likes of, Adriana Lima. Jordana Brewster was one of his first ones. He dated that really hot, what's her name? Anyway, dated one chick for a long time. There was like a 6 year or like a 5 year one.
People can get away with it.
People, not everybody.
Keith Richards can get away with being a hopeless heroin addict and still being one of the greatest guitar players alive.
Right.
My theory is you just have to stack the deck in your favor.
Yeah.
You can live in a house with no alarm system and you can leave the back window open and it can be in the ghetto. But you should probably have some Brinks or AT&T. Wait, what's an alarm company? Simply Safe?
AAA has an alarm system.
You should probably have a sawed-off under the bed. You got to take some steps to ensure you have a better shot at safety and success.
Yeah.
And it just seems like the Motley Crue Keith Richards play is not strong.
No. No, but Artie Lang, your boy, he was saying that heroin, you can, like, physically, it can fuck you up, it kills brain cells, whatever, but you can come back from it. It doesn't do as much physical damage as a lot of drugs.
Dr. Drew says that, too.
Yeah, that's weird to think about, but it's the truth, I guess. A lot of heroin users come back, and they look fine. Not a lot, because not a lot of people come back from it.
Exactly.
Nobody, almost no one. What is it, 99% don't?
I don't know the stats.
That and meth, dude. Meth and heroin are both the ones that are the hardest to come back from.
Meths. You can do that every once in a while.
Good old, well, we know a few. We know a few meth fans in our own crew. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, me. I'm gonna bust out a pipe, light up some glass in my son's first communion. There are occasions. That's all I'm saying.
Your son's gonna have a first communion.
He's gonna be Catholic as fuck.
Your son's gonna be Catholic.
Yeah. I'm into Catholicism, dude.
I like Catholicism too.
I want my son to be forgiven in the eyes of God.
Yeah, dude. No matter what you do, too. You know that, right? Catholicism
I know.
is sick, dude. As long as you go up there and you go, hey, man, if you really repent, you gotta fucking repent, though. You can't half-ass it.
Yeah.
If you don't, if you really give a good performance, you're in.
Yeah. I don't want to be one of those guys who I'm 80 years old. I can't get out of bed anymore. The doctor tells me I got 6 months to live because there's some rare cancer in my liver. And then be one of those pussies who's like, oh, I'm so sorry, God. I was misguided when I was
You know what
younger."
you do, buddy? You get up out of your fucking hospital bed. You make sure your fucking room's right, at least the 5th floor. You get up, you fucking break the window.
Okay.
And you jump out like a man.
Without making peace with God?
And the last thing you say, Danny Mullen freed the slaves all the way down.
You think that's still going to be a catchphrase in my 80s?
Nah, it might be. It's probably going to be a new one. Think of a new catchphrase right fucking now, dude.
No, that's not how that works.
That is how it works.
I need a pimply kid with a sign to show up at a meetup to give me my next catchphrase.
Is that what the kid? That's how it happened, huh? Some kid came up with that was just a sign.
I don't know if he was pimply.
That's so mean that you would say that. He probably wasn't. He was probably a well-to-do young man.
During the parade video.
Austin's a big fan of the channel. Look at him. He's a great-looking kid. Complete stud.
Not today. He's not a great-looking kid.
God, he's a great-looking kid. He made out with a bunch of 9s in fucking Arizona.
Those were like 4s at best.
You know what's only two? You're such an asshole.
He looks like one of the kids I used to...
The fat last one, solid. Listen.
No.
You know what's only 2 hours from Vegas?
Havasu?
Yeah.
Thank you for that useless geographical fact.
That's a fun... Imagine doing those two things in a weekend.
My liver hurts just thinking about it.
True.
Getting on the plane
back
to no, not at all. Getting on the plane back to LA too. It felt so nice. That's one of the few times in my life after a 3-day weekend that involved a plane trip I haven't been almost vomiting in the airport bathroom on the way.
Yeah, I wasn't hungover coming on the drive back from Vegas. Well slept. It was nice, man.
Yeah,
it was great.
You still drank your ass off though, right?
No, I had like 3. Okay, the most I drank was I had 2 martinis plus 2 24-ounce cans of Trulies.
This reminds me of a certain podcast. I had 2 acai martinis.
You act like I'm such an alcoholic,
sugar mama. Dude. You know which one I'm talking about, though? Leo shows up hammered. That was verbatim him talking about the martinis.
You got to give me props for fucking trying to attempt a fucking podcast that time.
It was funny. It was real funny.
That was the most I've ever drank in my life, I think.
Well, it's a good thing you drove yourself down the I-10.
You're right. I shouldn't have fucking driven that day. It was an easy drive, though, all right?
Yeah.
I was locked the fuck in,
the most trafficy city in the world.
Locked in. There was nobody on the roads, man. I got fucking... I was lucky. I was fucking lucky.
I wish I had a camera just strapped to the belly of an angel flying over your car that whole trip. I'm sure he was like burning rubber on the cliffs of Malibu, doing hairpin turns at 80.
Yeah, dude, that was me. No, man. I appreciate life, man. No matter how depressed I am, I know that I'm lucky to be alive.
Why are you depressed still?
I mean... It's just been a tough year, man. But I'm getting.
That's true.
I'm learning how to. I'm learning how to find the silver lining in every single moment of every day, man. And if you wake up with love every day, dude, that's the way to go.
My neighbor told me his fucking dad has cancer.
Jesus, dude. Yeah, and our fucking Ian, dude. What happened to Ian? So I don't know if we can talk about it, but.
We had a passing in the Danny Mullen family. We don't have to talk about it too much. I don't know if he's cool, but Yeah, my fucking neighbor, his dad's got cancer next door. I'm so afraid of my neighbors finding my channel and realizing how much of a scumbag I am.
Dude,
I'm sorry, that's my primary concern.
Would they even really understand it or watch past, what video would they even... Okay, they click on your channel. What video are they clicking?
That's racist, where I'm screaming the N-word. And I have some neighbors of color that I'm very close with. I have great relationships with my neighbors.
Yeah, you do.
I talked to the one down the street about whorehouses. I talked to my buddy here right next door about camera work and shit. I just don't want him to see me roaming around with the Danny Mullins Free the Slave shirt. Which is why I turned it inside out, I never step outside with it on accidentally.
You really are you're difficult nut to crack, dude. If you were a woman, you'd be one of those women every year I'd be like, it's another year. I have yet to figure you out, young lady. But listen.
Why? What did I say that was difficult?
Listen. We went around, I know this video isn't out there yet, but we pig-called fat people, right? And Danny was perfectly fine to do this. Danny has ruined so many people's days. And I, on the other hand, try to alleviate the pain, tell him it's not a big deal. But, that's why he's making the big bucks. And he's a true internet legend. And in his heart, where it really matters, he's a great guy, very kind.
Well, fat people are fucking stupid. That's
oh, God, stop it, dude. I'm trying to say you have a kind heart. Listen,
talk to me.
He's like the Grinch.
No character right now. You really think fat people are cool?
No, but this is what fucked me up. I used to really talk a lot of shit about them. They honestly, there's a lot of they give a lot of the economical decline of the United States has been because of fat people.
There's another reason to not like them.
But listen, a lot of
let me say this.
They've been abused, dude. I didn't realize that a lot of them. Yes, dude.
Everybody says they've been abused.
Yes, but like my 600-pound life, dude. Like 90% of them had been abused, and they just use food. And I'm an overeater, dude, so I totally get it. Like, they use food as their drug, Danny. It's not a bad drug. You ever think about it? They just pound ice cream all day.
People need to get a handle on themselves. And I want to say, if that's true, right?
He's right. You're right. You're absolutely right. I agree. They should get their lives together. Like a Bill Maher fat shamed people the other day. And I totally agree, dude. I totally agree on the fat thing. I'm not saying anything, but I mean, it takes a certain kind of, gusto to be able to do that and to do the things
what?
You do.
Oh, it'd be fat shame?
Yeah.
Let me rephrase this. I don't dislike fat people. I just think it's open season when it comes to making fun of fat people.
You know what? A lot of them probably want to get shamed a little bit. Then get shamed into getting jacked. Wouldn't that be a great thing?
Well, they need a plastic surgery to remove
the excess skin. You fat shame me all the time. Now, yes, but at the same time, you will small talk like old ladies all the time, hold doors open. You really care about your relationships with your neighbors. So much so, I've seen you with high anxiety over the fact that they almost saw us with me with the cross wearing the Roman guard that one time. But it's like you've had your years of abusing your body, and now you're like really taking care of it. It's like you're a man of mystery. You're all over the place, and it's good.
You're saying, how am I comfortable pig squealing at a fat lady,
right?
Telling the girl at Bevmo that she needs to only drink light beer because she's a fat ass.
Yes.
And then how can I say please and thank you with a big smile to every busboy who comes near my table, no matter how lowly or how Guatemalan.
Or how Guatemalan specifically. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I'm a different guy on camera.
Yeah.
Because on camera, I feel it is my duty to take off the stopper or to remove it that's between what's going on here and what comes out here.
Yeah, you really.
Because when you walk down the street, you're walking your dog, you're riding your skateboard, and a big fat ass comes waddling out of a Denny's, you think, oh, that guy's really fat. In my videos, it's my duty to walk up to that guy and be like, excuse me, sir, you're really fat. Why? Because I have to be the audience's subconscious.
Right.
Or conscious mind. You know what? It's even worse.
Conscious.
Well, I can't pretend we're not all horrible people. We all are.
You're right.
Every fucking girl who has a Bernie Sanders profile picture on Twitter who's going after Donald Trump and all of his family for their crimes against humanity, that girl, when she walks by a cookout and they're blasting 50 Cent too loud, she goes, black people.
Oh, yeah.
I know it, and they won't admit
You're
it, and they're
Right.
overcompensating. They're overcompensating with their attacks of other people.
Yep. We're in a place in our world, at least, where it's more important to act like a good person than to actually be a good person, or like pretend. It's more important to put out that you're a good person on social media than actually be a good person.
I think
like
so.
no matter what you've done, I know that you're not racist. I know that like people that are uneducated will look at the stuff that you've done to be like, he fat shames people, he's fat phobic,
those
he's
racist?
this, and then like I know you're not racist. You've definitely made out with a lot of black women, and I've seen it.
I got blown by one.
You got blown by a black woman. Yeah.
I've made love, pure coitus.
Pure
black
coitus,
woman.
yes.
Allow me a theory, actually. I watched a documentary once on the Westboro Baptist Church.
The worst people, right?
The worst people on the planet. Yeah. And one of those members, his daughter,
oh God,
she said that the reason her dad was a member of the church was it was a total ego trip. Mm-hmm. Because when you're a member of the Westboro Baptist Church, you get to say, I've got it right. Everybody else on the entire planet is going to hell. Everything I do is correct. They're all doomed. They're all wrong. And when you're a hardcore social justice warrior, all of your flaws, you can bury them down because everybody else is a neo-Nazi, a racist, a bigot, and you get to feel a part of something. It's just a way of flattering somebody's ego.
You nailed it, man.
I think social justice warriorship and Westboro Baptist Church membership are the same thing.
You're absolutely fucking right, man. And it is shocking that we have to deal with it now, like right in front of us, and facts don't matter, and it's more important, to just pretend.
I saw a girl post today that anybody who reshares the opinion of a black person who is against the looting, so like Larry Elders is a local LA conservative black personality, somebody like that. If anybody shares him saying, don't break into a big five and take everything, she said the person who shares that is 10,000 times more racist.
Oh, my God.
No, I didn't have my calculator or my logic flow chart, but that is exactly what you're talking about. Like, what are you talking about,
What are you
bitch?
talking about?
That doesn't make any sense.
That makes zero sense. No, I mean, nobody said anything about you filming or anything in Dallas. If you were out here, I'm pretty sure they would have. Nothing?
The guy was really nervous again. I think he was worried that he was coming off bad, sounding worried about his jewelry supply. Yeah. He was too worried about himself looking bad to focus on me.
I think, man. But
again, we were respectful. I was doing anarchy. I wasn't doing politics. Yeah. I was kicking yuppies out of a park. They probably liked that. And I also had Terrence with me, my new black friend that I made there, so I was invincible.
We need a black crew member, huh? I think it's time.
Well, we have Evan, Barbershop Evan, who we're going to talk to on the phone. What time is it right now, Austin?
We're at an hour 20.
What time is it?
Oh, it's 6:27.
We can call Barbershop Evan up. This is perfect.
What's his number?
Also,
can you do it now? How do we do it?
We can pause right now because I got to piss anyway. You know who else I want to get back into the crew? The dude who was in the Fan Jerry Raps video, who was Fan Jerry's rap coach. I was talking to him yesterday. That guy was pretty talented.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about with hip hop. I'm just talking about the way that he understood we were making a lot of fun of Fan Jerry. And he would say things like, "You're drinking fucking Smirnoff. Yeah. Take a hit of this Henny. Yeah. Right here in this brown, this is hip hop." Yeah, he was a really good improviser.
It's tough. It's tough to find people that go along with that sometimes. Most people think that we're just really abusing guys,
We are.
Well, yes.
But we need somebody who can take part in our abuse.
Exactly. Take part and add to it. Yes, and per se.
Absolutely. With that said, we're going to call up Barbershop. Evan?
Hey, not much. How's it doing?
You're speaking to Leo, who you met in Tahoe.
What's up, Evan?
We have our producer, Austin, who looks like a preschool boy.
Yeah. Well.
The whole gang's here, man.
What's up, man?
Awesome. Outstanding. How's it going, everybody? Long time no see.
You don't have any qualms with your nickname Barbershop Evan, do you?
Not only do I have no...
Take two, Barbershop Evan ringing. Lost him because the computer lost the will to live.
We're back.
Austin almost lost his job.
I saw the look you were giving him, man. It was not... I was making the situation better, like I always do.
We're back.
All right, there we go. I'm home. Everything is good. I'm here. I'm glad that your technological issues are resolved.
Oh, you're such a sweetheart. Oh.
Evan's got a nice spot. Evan, let's give some people some background, because a lot of the fans... I saw a comment once that was one of the most popular on the video that we need to get Barbershop Evan on the podcast. So just know that you got an audience that likes you here.
Oh yeah, they like you, man. You're very, very well known in Danny Mullen.
Outstanding news. I do what I can.
But other than accompanying me to Negro Bar, other than getting hammered with us in Tahoe, other than going on my Quixotean-style quest to go find a black woman to kiss.
Yes.
You mean other than the night we decided to go out and meet Scotty Chickens and go to the rager of all ragers?
And then
we pulled that bitch who had a freaking ankle monitor on? Yeah.
But you didn't come because, get this, audience, Evan has something called Designated Nerd Night where he goes and plays Dungeons and Dragons and shit with his buddies, and he couldn't come.
I love that.
He's a fag.
No, you're well-rounded, man. You're very well-rounded, and I respect that.
Thank you. First off, it was an amalgamation of things. One, yes, Nerd Night was in full effect, but moreover, I had been drinking directly out of a handle for the majority of that day, and my ability to go and continue further was probably not going to happen.
Yeah, it says a lot about you that you were at the fork in the road with a handle in your hand, and you chose dice and Dungeon Masters over titties and black pussy hair.
Dude, he doesn't need
that just shows just the sheer volume that I'm already getting to where it's not alluring to me anymore.
You told me you don't like black girls. You told me that.
Hey, first off, I like everything after 15 shots.
Hell yeah!
I thought you were about to say you like everything over 15, and I was going to say be careful because in California that'll get you in trouble, buddy.
First off, I do not engage in any Chris Hansen-like activities. We're good. I keeps it all legal.
None.
To give people a little more background on you, though, Evan and I didn't go to high school together. You didn't go to CASA, right, Evan?
I did not. I went to Pasteur, so like most of my squad went to CASA.
And I went there, too, for middle school. We met in Vegas for my 21st birthday, I believe. He was there with Tim.
Yes, we did.
Who you guys
Do you
probably
recall
know
the manner in which we met each other, Danny?
Was I inside an orifice?
You were.
No, but you made sure to show me a video of you being inside of an orifice.
God.
While you and a friend of mine were double teaming a lady of the evening.
What is wrong with you?
Wait.
What is wrong with you, dude?
Evan, let's backtrack a little bit.
How quickly into the conversation did he show this double teaming video? No.
I'm conducting this. Okay, that's a good question.
Within the first 30 seconds.
Here's exactly who I think he is. That's who he is. That's Danny Mullen, guys.
Evan.
That's Danny Mullen.
Backtrack, Evan.
Again, the legend holds water. I mean, like it is like you made this weird persona of debauchery. No, sir, it was like that from the gate.
It was like that.
I hit up Kevin because I was meeting up with Kevin out in Vegas, and we met up like on the street, pretty much. Like we were walking down the street, and I ran to Kevin, gave him a big hug. We said hi. He's like, "Hey, Evan, this is Danny," and I think we had a couple other people with us that all were part of the group, but within the first 30 seconds of you being, "Hey, bro, how's it going? Want to see something crazy?" And then you pull your phone out, and I was like, "Oh my God, who is this person, and why have I not met you already?" And
I could see the smile on his face while he's saying it.
Evan, you have no idea.
Right?
It was amazing.
Evan,
what's that?
Was this not because I think I remember, and didn't I show it to a table full of African American gentlemen next to our table too, and they fucking loved it? Was that the same dinner?
Yes. So
what is wrong
how it works?
With you?
So I think it was like your uncle was giving us a timeshare, so we had like enough room for all our shenanigans and whatnot. And then that was it. Like I knew I was meeting up with you. I knew it was your uncle's spot. And then other than that, we had no itinerary. We were just like, hey, we're gonna see what happens. And then because it was Danny's birthday, we like broke into the top area of one of the hotels that we were at, and we did like the hangover cheers at
Jaeger
the top a multi-man Jaeger shot at the top of one of the hotels.
And Evan, let me back up a little bit. And Leo, please let me handle the interview.
I'm sorry. It was jarring to hear that.
On this weekend, we had sex. Me and Kevin Maxfield had sex with two separate ladies at the same time. My objection here is that you said the one I showed you was a lady of the evening. She was not.
Yes.
We double teamed a prostitute that we met at the New York. And Kevin said that if he paid... No, excuse me. I said, because I'm telling this story like a bumbling fool. Kevin Maxfield, the guy I shared two ladies with that weekend, he had a girl that he knew from work who was flying in on the second day of the trip.
Who also had her birthday going on, and she just needed a place. And she was the only female who was in this house full of dudes. And yes, that was the second round of double teaming. What I'm saying is the first one, however, was definitely a prostitute.
She was a prostitute. But Kevin, I told Kevin, I said, hey, if you let me double team this chick you work with you, I got the prostitute. It's on me. All $50.
What a negotiation.
She was a $50 whore from the New York. So I just want to let you know that the one that you saw that I showed you was in fact a waitress and not a hooker.
Jesus.
Okay?
Oh, gotcha.
But
nowhere near as fun.
And I showed
it. I did hear about the prostitute. I just assumed it, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, quit making those assumptions, dude. This is my show.
Yeah. Well, can I ask some questions you might not ask? What did you, Barbershop Evan, what kind of things did you hear about Danny Mullen before you met the man?
So what I heard in general was, hey, Evan, this is a guy you're going to love to party with. Now, at this point, me and Kevin were already boys, and we just did spring break together. So we'd gone on like a 3-4 day bender before, and he knew I could keep up, and I knew he could keep up. And so he was like, Evan, you need to meet my buddy Danny. And he told me a few things. One, he said that you were like a fighter, and two, that you could hold your booze, and that we were going to have hell of fun. And I was like, his uncle has the timeshare. We're going to go rage. And that was all I knew about you. And you, sir, did not disappoint in the least.
And apparently I had no objection about my nuts rubbing up in a guy's leg while I was fucking a girl. Kevin Maxfield, I'm just saying his full name.
Another $1 for Danny Mullen.
Let this be known that Kevin Maxfield could not get his fucking wee-wee hard that entire double team.
Well,
this is how it went. Well, what?
I wouldn't be able to.
That's because you're...
What?
Not gay. I was going to say you're gay, but that logically didn't work.
Look, it's only gay if you make eye contact.
Which we did.
Strictly makes eye contact.
Let me just tell the story to the audience. This is a story that... Evan, I have a thing on my Patreon where I tell the story of every girl I've ever had sex with. I haven't gotten to this one yet. So I'm just going to give a really brief summary of how this went down real quick.
Awesome.
I got kicked out of a pool party at the Palms because our buddy stole a bunch of beer from behind the bar and then pawned it off on me once he drank 6 of them. So I was walking around and it's like tagged with like a big red X on the side. So every security guard could identify it. I'm just like, do. A guy fucking grabs me on the pool deck. They take me into a private room and kick me out. So I leave the pool party early. I go back to our hotel room thinking I'm just going to take a nap. Kevin is just leveling this chick from behind on the futon right in the main room. A real whiz when it comes to group sex. Don't excuse myself. Don't cower out of the room like a dog that smells a skunk. I go right across to the kitchen, make myself a tall wild turkey cola, walk up, tap the girl on the shoulder while she's getting pounded and say, mind if I join?
Wow. And was she moaning? What state was she in?
Well,
you smooth W.
Kevin's dick was still Trollio gummy worm like, so I don't think she was enjoying it much. Yeah, he must have been on Adderall or a bunch of coke, more likely. She at first kind
Poor
of...
guy, you're using his full name for all of this. What is wrong with you?
Man, you put the government name out there. God damn.
God damn, man. The government name.
Kevin tells me, no, dude, we'll do it some later night. But the girl doesn't say no, and she's giving me this look like she's really interested. I was drunk. I can't remember exactly how it happened. Eventually, she just beckons me over. We start double teaming her on the futon. The best moment that I remember, though, is at one point, I'm out on the balcony, sitting in a chair with a drink in my hand, the turkey cola. She's riding me, reverse cowgirl, while she's sucking Kevin Maxfield's limp dick.
Oh, my God.
On an open balcony. Anybody with a pair of binoculars could have watched and masturbated along.
Jesus. That was one of your favorites.
The thing is, it's Vegas, so that probably wasn't even the most impressive thing that anybody has seen on a regular basis at all.
I've never seen anything like that at a balcony in Vegas.
You need to watch Fear and Loathing Las Vegas, bro. People get toe up in Vegas.
Good timing, baby. That's what we're doing. We're doing our Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas video this weekend.
Oh, shit. Are you really now?
We are,
baby. Are you just going to go there on a balls-to-the-wall adventure, or are you actually going to be doing copious amounts of hallucinogens?
Aren't those the same exact thing?
No,
or is it Bender just booze?
Danny's partying days are behind him, Barbershop Evan. You should have a talk with him about that. He's not the same party.
About what?
Danny likes to refrain from the alcohol use and any drug really nowadays is against his kind of, code of ethics.
It's not against my code of ethics in that I don't condemn other people for doing it.
No, right.
I just realize if you want to get shit done in life, you got to be careful on your consumption. Barbershop Evan, though, has a really nice house. He owns a business. Do you own your barbershop, Evan?
So it's me and my dad. We have two shops. So my pops, I worked with my dad for about 8 years, and then we opened up a second shop, and I've been running the second shop for about 7 years now.
Very nice.
So he's getting up there in age, so I'm gonna be taking them both over and whatnot. But yeah, so we own them.
Evan's got it figured out. I've been to his house, big backyard, spacious. Nice. Not much for furnishing, but I'm sure he's corrected that problem by now.
He's a mastery of the English language. The guy has a phenomenal vernacular. It's unbelievable.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Evan, listen, I wanted to call in to talk about your opinion on the current going-ons as far as the protests, the rioting, the looting, all that. Unfortunately, we're running a little bit low on time. It sucks. We had this computer crash, but I guess we can go a little bit over. I saw you were out at a protest. What's your take on all this? And I guess the best way to preface this, to alert the audience to, I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I know Evan has been tuned in to anti-black racism in the country because he grew up in the area I grew up, which is fucking rural. I've called it the South in California, it in Bakersfield. And one thing that struck me was that Evan used to just get called the word with the N. I know Evan doesn't like it when I say it. I snuck it in that one time when we were at Negro Bar when he had his back turned. But that was your youth, right? Was just getting racial slurs hurled at you in class and at school.
It wasn't that nonstop. It wasn't just incessant, but it did happen enough times. And the funny thing about being the only black kid in an entire school is when someone does say some shit like that to you, it makes you feel like trash because you have no backup. Like it singles you out more than already knowing that you're different than everybody else. And then people have to try to belittle you to intensify an already shitty, way for things to be going. So it sucked, but I think that, like my pops would tell me, build character, son. You eat that much shit and it makes you a stronger person for it.
All right. It's something I feel like me and Danny could probably never really understand because we never lived it.
Oh, I got called the N-word all the time in school.
You son of a bitch. but I don't know. Tell us more about, do you remember any specific,
That's
things?
a good question. Can you share with us one concrete example of some early act of racism in your life that'll help us, the audience, understand it? I'm big on that. Somebody just choosing one example and giving us the whole thing, the sights, the sounds, the smells.
Right. What is one of the first? Well, let's see. One of the first ones was probably maybe 4th grade, 5th grade, or whatever. And this is the thing, before I start, just so everyone here knows, racism is freaking taught. It's not innate. You don't come out that way. I mean, you got some
100%.
shitty brother, or your dad's an asshole, or grandpa said some crazy shit. Black people still, son, whatever. And you get instilled with that nonsense. And when you're in freaking 4th or 5th grade, you don't know what the hell you're saying. All you're doing is regurgitating the information that you've been given, and it's unfair. That being said, you don't realize what they're saying at the time, and you aren't as quick to forgive them. Like if I heard some freaking 10-year-old saying it now, I'm like, this kid has no idea what he's saying or the gravity of what he's saying at all. And so you kind of let it go, or you try to at least teach him. But at the time, you don't know that. All you know is that my parents are like, Evan, don't ever let anybody say this word to you. It means something entirely different. It means they think you're less than other people, whatever. My parents gave me a good understanding. They knew the deal. They were like, look, you're going to be raised in white suburbia. You're going to be dealing with a different version of the country.
Not white suburbia, right? White ruralia. Yeah. What do you call rural?
You're the rural. The rural. No, but it was. See, I was more in the burbs. I was living in Citrus Heights, but I drove into Orangeville. Orangeville is where
Citrus Heights is still a bunch of people in coonskin hats with Confederate flags in their garage.
Jeez.
It's not that much more suburban.
Exactly. It's not too much better. Okay, but here's one that will even probably hit a little closer because it was at Pasture where you and I both went.
Yeah.
And so what happened was we were all playing kickball, right? Like I'm 12 years old and we're all out there. Now at Pasture at the time I was going, there was 4 black kids, which is quadruple the amount that it was at the elementary school I came from, which was still weird. Anyway, we're all playing kickball, and this kid is out there rolling the ball. And, whenever there's always the kid who is shitty, people say, everybody scoot in. And when the kid is good, everybody backs up, whatever. Now,
everybody backed up because you were black.
Exactly. Well, as I'm sure you know,
unforgivable racism.
Shit talker. So I was like, you guys want to get back to the fence? Just general shit talking because I'm about to blast this shit. And my team was already winning a lot, and the kid was positive he was going to strike me out. So he throws this one, and I blast it. I kick the shit out of it, right? It goes flying, and instead of taking off running, I look at the pitcher, and I make eye contact and give, your point, just to actually put insult to injury. And then I started running, right? And then, very loudly, and yet, while turning his back to me, he just drops the N-word loudly, and they all heard it. Everybody heard it. And so I, at that moment, tried to rush him. It was like a knee-jerk reaction. I was like, I'm going to tackle this kid. So I started running, and this big girl, whose name I will not say. In fact, you know what?
First and last. Let's hear it. I'm sure I know her.
No, her name was Alexis. I don't even remember her last name. She grabs me. Okay, now she is large, and she has me in a straight up bear hug, and she's preventing me doing anything. Now, one of the other black kids who happened to be at the school happens to be out there and hears it, and it's my buddy Brian. To this day, I will never forget what happened. Is he runs full speed and slide tackles this kid, and the kid's head bounces off the ground. And it was the first time anybody had ever had my back in that manner. Every other time something had happened, it had never been addressed in that immediate response of this shit needs to stop, right?
I gotta get a black guy who will run across the playground to slide tackle anybody who says anything I don't like.
That'd be great.
We are boys to this day.
That is awesome.
Like that to somebody with
that's nice,
you make lifelong friends.
Nice. And that's nice, man. And then the world was already changing by the time that you were growing up in it, because I'm pretty sure if that had happened in the 1960s. There wouldn't have been a white man that would have helped you.
Nothing at all.
Nothing's changed that much.
They would have started chanting it in unison at me.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Well, Evan, you've neglected to mention what happened to the fat girl. Are you still friends with Brian, and are you still fucking her?
Did you have sex with the fat girl? Yeah.
So, one, I had not delved into my big girl phase. So, when I was tagging fat girls at 20, the college years of tagging big girls, those days are long behind me. So, no, I definitely never lost contact. But my buddy Brian, I still cut his hair. He still comes and gets his hair cut, and we've been friends since we were 12 years old.
That's dope, man. That has a happy ending. I'm glad you told that one.
That's nice.
It was, yeah. So that wasn't one of the ones where it was just the demoralizing ones where you sit there and you have to eat it and then go about your life.
Yeah,
and whatnot.
Like in Malcolm X, where the teacher tells him he can only be a carpenter because he's black. There's no retribution.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah.
So, yes. But if we want to talk about the protests and whatnot, now, as I'm sure you're aware, I do have a barbershop. So discussion is 90% of my workday. Haircutting is one part, but the vast majority is talking, the male group dynamics.
Sure.
And so the protests and the riots and whatnot have, they've been the focal point of a lot of the speeches that people have been having.
What are people saying? What's the sentiment in your barbershop?
This is one of the most divisive periods in our entire country. It's wild. So you get both ends.
And
you get the people
Evan,
saying,
if you don't mind me asking, what percentage of your clientele is black and what percentage is white?
I would say 60-40.
60 black, 40 white.
40% white. But it's almost half. I'd say the good chunk of them is white. And so the stance is one of two things. Either the stance is there should be no violence and no looting and no rioting or whatever else, and peaceful protesting. And then you get the people saying, burn this bitch to the ground. And what's weird is I fully understand both ends of the argument. I don't agree with the actions of the rioting and the looting, but I do understand the rage. I understand having that much anger and it's misplaced and you don't know what to do, because if you can look at a video of a grown man handcuffed with a knee on his neck while he's being slowly asphyxiated while calling to his mother, being killed in broad daylight, and that doesn't make you angry, it says more about you as a person than it does about the protesters. Mm-hmm. People being out there angry I understand. Them doing looting and destroying things is super unfortunate, but the results are undeniable. Let's be real. Stephon Clark got shot last year in his grandmother's backyard, completely unarmed. Then the two cops that were the culprits got 90 days paid leave while they investigated, and then they both got off. It was on camera as well. This time, one more dude gets shot, and then people lose their shit. People start lighting shit on fire. People start protesting and rioting and throwing bricks. 72 hours later, all 4 cops have been charged and are on trial for murder. It is the quickest turnaround of actually action having to happen that we've ever seen when we have countless times of the opposite. So as horrible as the riots are, and as horrible as the looting and all that shit is, it got it done. For once, they were like, if we don't arrest these dudes, they're going to burn this shit to the ground. And so I didn't go out to the protest earlier last week because shit was still on fire, and they instituted the curfew shit and all that. So I waited till that calmed down, and then I was like, I'm going to go there for more unity and whatnot. Go there with people who I know got my back, make sure that everything is good.
Was Brian
and then
there?
You do the peaceful protest during the day.
What about the fat girl? Did she accompany you?
Of course she did. In fact, I rode her there. The saddle still fits her, and she did outstanding work.
Well,
sorry if you had to hear that unfortunate, long-winded political rant. But
it's all good, man.
It's interesting that you say that you're discussing. That is something cool about a barbershop, man. You're discussing things all day with different people from different backgrounds, with different education levels, and it's got to be pretty similar to some of the stuff that me and Danny go out and try to do, but it's a little more intimate. So that's got to be cool, man. I'm jealous. That'd be interesting to do.
It is it's a very unique environment that's pretty much exclusive to that. It's the dude version of the nail salon, and bitches do the exact same shit. They let all of their grievances out to whoever's around. But yeah, so it's been a hell of a week, man. It's been a hell of a week. I was able to go out and see 30,000 people, marching in the street, all for the idea that they think it is wrong for me, statistically, to have a slightly higher probability of being gunned down unarmed in the streets. So that kind of level of positivity, should be commended, which is awesome.
I just want to say, Evan, you're going to really like the things I do in this Thursday's video. I support the cause fully in Dallas.
First off, I always do.
That's nice, man. Good man.
So in fact, when am I going to be in one of your other videos? It's about time. I think it's been about a year now.
Evan was a little shooken up because of the run-in with the police during the That's Racist video. One of those cops was black, by the way. Just pointing out. I think he was the one who took Evan's license, though. No loyalty.
Well,
he could have turned the other way.
He could have. It was so, he had one outstanding, not even running a red light. It was going 2 miles per hour over the limit, failing to appear at the
literally
DMV.
a speeding ticket that I had forgotten about or whatever, and he took my whole license. Son of a... Anyway, all that has been taken care of. Evan's license is back in full effect. So whatever we do that may or may not get the police called shouldn't affect my license at all.
And I just want to say,
do like your boy did and say I don't got a license.
And I just want to say, he's talking about Lorenzo. Every cop we've run into on our shoots has been so fucking cool.
Yeah, we have to say that. They have been all absolutely stellar.
I was on
in fact, the only people who weren't cool were those security guards who kicked us out of the mall. Those guys are assholes. They followed us out of it. Those guys are assholes.
And that's another reason that a cop should carry guns, because those guys were unarmed and they were insecure. I was on the plane back last night with a police officer, a black cop, and he was bummed out on what's going on. He's pissed they're going to take his gun away and shit too. And again, I've always had good experiences with the cops, so I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on this whole thing. I just wanted Evan to call in and say some stuff, so I didn't flap my gums.
Well, Evan,
get accused of being a big racist. It helps.
So first off, I can let everybody know listening right now that Danny has done nothing other than some mild bullshittery that actually is conclusive of me actually racist.
Well,
racism isn't just saying something offensive. It actually is a mentality
It's
you
a
have.
mentality, yeah.
about making
I
somebody
agree.
work for you.
There was the one lynching in Tennessee, but we can brush that under the rug and move on.
It's
First off, he had it coming. I know. It's all good.
He was looking at a white woman. I'm sorry. This has gone too far.
But Barbershop Evan, I wish that you were down here in Los Angeles, because I'm pretty sure you would have added a lot to many videos if you were nearby. But I know Danny always
I do
keeps
go down there a couple times a year. My sister lives in LA.
Oh,
so
well, you let us know.
I'll make sure to hit you up.
Absolutely, I think you'd be a great third edition there on a podcast in studio for an entire hour and a half sometime. That'd be great.
Perfect. I'm down.
I would love it.
At the very least.
And Evan, I'm going to be back up in Northern California in July. We're doing a 4th of July video, I really hope, in Tahoe, which, of course, you can participate in.
Yes.
Evan said he's a little worried about coming out and doing a prank video where the cops are likely to pull up. Yeah. Your fear
But I'll
might have been
definitely
shed.
do a freaking full-on rager with you at 4th of July again. That shit was amazing.
I hope everything is bustling up there, but I kind of doubt it.
It will be. It's Nevada.
I doubt it.
It's Nevada. People are resilient.
No.
I think we can get it going on. But Evan, thank you so much for calling in, dude. We'll have you call in
Anytime.
some other
Evan.
time and get down to fucking LA and pop up on the couch.
And I hope,
yeah.
And Evan, it's from me to you also. I hope, that you see a change in the world that'll make you proud. I hope that.
No, for real. And I think I am. I think that this is our generation's equivalent of civil rights, where everybody gets to see the same shit happening like the whole world over all in one swoop. It'll be different after this, one way or the other.
It'll be different, yeah.
And I just want to say,
positive way.
Evan, in signing off, that I had sex with my first black woman in 2012.
Hell yes.
I'm ahead of the curve.
Congratulations.
That's how outstanding it is. I still haven't had sex with one, so let me know how that is.
You're lying.
What?
No, I'm playing.
I know he definitely prefers white chicks, but not even one. That was going to blow my mind. Right?
Dude, I was like, no, I don't have any exclusivity, man. Preferences maybe, but no exclusivity. But yeah, dude, thanks for calling me, man. It's great talking to you guys again. I'll definitely hit you up soon.
No problem,
good,
Evan.
brother.
And thank you for being our maiden voyage as far as this new call system. This sounded great, I
Yeah,
think.
it sounds really good. The best we've ever had it sound, so it'll be great.
Awesome. Perfect. All right, gents. Well, you guys be safe out there. I look forward to listening to the rest of the podcast.
Later, Evan.
Sounds good, brother.
All right, bro. Peace.